How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another advanced MySQL tutorial video on Informessor. Today we're going to be talking about views. A view is basically a saved SQL query that acts like a virtual table. And instead of rewriting the same joins, filters, or calculations over and over again, we can save that logic as a view and query it whenever we need. This is especially useful in healthcare analytics because we often work with messy, repeated reporting logic like patient summaries, hospital performance, and readmission tracking. What Views does is that it helps us make that work cleaner, reusable, and a lot easier for other analysts to understand. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create views, query views, replace views, and use views with joins and aggregations. And then finally, we're going to drop views when you no longer need them. Let's get started. So for the first query, we're going to be creating a very simple view. And over here, I'm just going to be doing a select star from the patients so I can figure out which columns that I want to choose first. And I recommend this being the first thing that you should do before creating a views table. So now that I've done a select star and I see all my columns, I'm just going to delete this and I'm going to start off by writing create view. And so what this does, it tells MySQL that we want to save a query as a reusable object. The name after that, which was going to be the alias name, and I'll call it high risk patients, just something simple like that. And then I'll do an as after that. So this name is what we'll use later when we want to query this view. And then inside of the view, I'm only going to be selecting the columns that matter for this specific use case. Let's do select, we'll do patient ID. Let's do age, years, pair, risk score, of course we want that. And then let's do diabetes, CKD, and then COPD from patients. All right, now so based off our table or view name, high-risk patients, we want to filter this out even more. And we're going to be using the where clause to filter patients with a risk score greater than or equal to a number. For this case, I'll say 3.0 is a patient who is high risk. So let's do where risk score greater than equal to 3.0, just like that. So let me back out a little bit and let you see the full query a little bit more. And now we're going to run this. And if I hit refresh right there, you're going to see that view that we just created. So now what I can do, I can just go ahead and do select star from high risk patients. And there we have it. These are the same exact columns that we selected in that view query. And so what I want you to take away from this first query is that instead of writing this filter every single time, instead of writing out the whole query, we now have a clean view that always returns high-risk patients. Moving on to example number 2, now we're going to be creating a view with a join. And for this one, I've already done the select star from patients. And so I'm just going to, again, find the columns that I need from this table. And I'm also going to be doing the select star from encounters, but we'll run that later. Let's start off by writing the query. We'll do create view, and for this table, we'll just call it encounter patient summary. And the goal of this is to combine the encounter level information with patient level information. We're just trying to get a simple summary or just how it looks when you combine two tables and use a view on them. Okay, I'm gonna run the encounters table as well. Do a quick little scan. We'll probably need this patient ID, of course. And all right, okay. So let's start off with the encounter columns here. Let's do select. We'll do encounter ID. We'll do patient ID from this. Let's do service line. We'll do encounter type. We'll do los days. okay, we'll do cost USD as well. And then let's do one more, readmit underscore 30 day. And now let's do some columns from the patient table. So for this, we'll do pair and risk score. And let's do age years. All right. And from here, I'm going to do a from encounters. We'll call it E. And then join patients as P. But we're not done here. We got to do the alias in front of these column names so MySQL doesn't get confused. We know that all of these top ones are coming from the encounters table. And then pair, p.pair, because these are from the patients table, p. All right, now we got to connect them. Join on e.patient_id, because we know they connect on that. e.patient_id, p.patient_id. All right, now let's just go ahead and simply run this whole thing right there from the create view part. Oh, I forgot to add as. Let's just delete this, make it a little easier to read, and let's run that. All right, now when we hit refresh right here, there we go. Now let's go ahead and do select star from. We'll take this and we'll go ahead and run that. And there you have it. All of these columns that we selected from the join tables are in this encounter patient summary. And this type of view is very realistic in healthcare analytics because analysts rarely work from one table only. We usually need to connect patient demographics, encounter details, hospital informations, and outcomes together to form a report, especially for leadership. They want to see all of this information. Moving on to example number 3, now we're going to be creating an aggregated view. And for this one, we're going to be using things like count, round, sum, things like that. So what I've already done, I've done the select star on the encounters table, and we see all the columns that we might need. A couple, we're just going to pick a few ones out of these, or this table. So for this one, we'll do a create view, and let's just call it service line summary. We're just going to be selecting, this is going to be our main column, the service line right here, as. And from here, we'll write the query inside of our view. Let's do service line, and then, can't forget that, count. Let's do count encounter ID as total encounters. Let's do a round one, and we'll do los days, which is length of stay, days, as average los. Just call it that. And then let's round this too. We'll do an average inside of this, add the parentheses, add another parentheses right there, comma, and then 2, which is how many decimal points that we want. And then let's do round. We'll do another average for this. We'll do cost USD. And this is done, the average is done just to make it look a lot nicer and more clean. Nobody wants to see a bunch of digits. Let's do as average cost. And we'll do one more. Let's do sum readmit 30 day as total readmit. Just something simple from encounters. And of course, group by the single column that does not use any aggregates. just like that, and we'll close it off. So a little recap of what I wrote. The count encounter ID. This is going to give us the total number of encounters for each service line. Then I'm going to use the average low stays to calculate the average length of stay, and the average cost USD to calculate the average cost. And then I'm wrapping both of these inside round so the results are cleaner and easier to read. And then we have sum readmit 30-day, which gives us the total number of 30-day readmissions. And if readmit 30-day is stored as 1 for yes and 0 for no, then summing it gives us a simple readmission count down the line. Okay, now we're just gonna go ahead and run this. And let's get rid of this right here. And then refresh. And here it is, right there. Let's do a select star from. I'll just copy that. Let's get rid of that. And right there. And there we have it. So instead of looking at every patient encounter row by row, we're grouping the data into categories like cardiology, emergency, orthopedics, or whatever service line exists in this table. So in this case, we have OB, medicine, surgery, ICU. And this is a great example of a view because this type of summary could easily be reused in a dashboard, report, or just a quick healthcare analytics review. Alright guys, and now moving along here, now we're going to be replacing a view. And sometimes you create a view and later realize that you want to update the logic. And that's where create or replace view comes in. So I'm just going to be using example number 1 here. And let's just say that we wanted to update this logic. So let's just add that right there for query number 4. And we're simply going to do create or replace view. High-risk patients. We're going to keep the name exactly the same so MySQL knows which table for the view that we're talking about. And that's the cool thing, that MySQL allows us to replace the existing view with a new logic, basically a new definition for our view table. And so in this version, I'm just going to simply expand the definition of high-risk patients. Now I'm going to include patients that either have a high risk score of at least 3.0, or they have diabetes, or they have chronic kidney disease. So let's do or diabetes equals 1. Little typo. And then we'll do or CKD equals 1. And I'm also going to be adding the smoker column in here because that may be useful for care management or people in the other areas of the healthcare system who may just find this information useful. All right, let's just go ahead and run this. And we've updated the logic. And now let's see if it worked. Select star from high-risk patients. And let's run that. And now we're seeing that updated column in there and the updated logic. So the takeaway from this example is that this just shows how views can evolve as your business question changes. And this is something that might happen down the line. So it's important to know this one, how to create and replace a view. All right, guys, let's just say that you want to drop a view. So if we no longer need it, we can simply do that by writing out drop view. So if I write drop view, I'm also going to write if exists. And you don't necessarily need this, but it prevents an error if the view does not exist. And this is a small habit, but it makes your SQL scripts cleaner and a lot more safer to run. So I'm just going to be selecting a previous view table that we made. Let's just do that one. And we're going to run it. Okay, and now when I refresh this, you're no longer going to see that over here. And just keep in mind that dropping the view does not delete the original table data. It only removes the saved query definition. So your patients, encounters, and other tables are still completely safe. Okay, we've made it to the end, and just to recap, a view in MySQL is a saved query that acts like a virtual table. Views are useful because they make repeated SQL logic easier to reuse, easier to read, and easier to share. In healthcare analytics, views are extremely practical because we often reuse the same logic across dashboards, reports, quality metrics, things like that. And a lot of this matters because when you're sharing this with the leadership, they're really going to like that you included all these metrics, and they're easier to pull up when you have things like views around. So think of it like this. If joins and aggregations are the engine, views are like saving that engine into a clean, reusable tool. And who doesn't want that, especially when you're saving a lot of time over and over again? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to learn with me. And I'll be continuing this advanced SQL series with more topics that can help you become stronger in healthcare analytics, health informatics, and data work overall. Please make sure to subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And stay tuned for the next advanced SQL tutorial, and also check out the Informessor newsletter if you want more career tips, project ideas, and just guidance for breaking into or leveling up in healthcare analytics and health informatics. I'll also be including a link of all of these queries from this video in my GitHub page. If you're unfamiliar with me, my name is Sharif, this is Informessor, and I'll catch you in the next video.